Good morning, students. Let us start chapter number 18, Body Fluids and Circulation. In this chapter, we are going to study about blood, lymph, that is tissue fluid, circulatory pathways, double circulation, regulation of cardiac activity, disorders of circulatory system. We have learned that all living cells have to be provided with nutrients, oxygen, and other essential substances. Also, the waste or harmful substances produced have to be removed continuously for healthy functioning of tissues. It is therefore essential to have efficient mechanisms for the movement of these substances to the cell and from the cells. Different groups of animals have evolved different methods for this transport. Simple organisms like sponges and cylindrates circulate water from their surroundings through their body cavities to facilitate the cells to exchange these substances. More complex organisms use special fluids within their bodies to transport such materials. Blood is the most commonly used body fluid by most of the higher organisms, including humans, for this purpose. Another body fluid, lymph, also helps in the transport of certain substances. In this chapter, you will learn about the composition and properties of blood and lymph, and the mechanism of circulation of blood is also explained herein. So these are the two circulatory fluids in our body that is mostly found in the higher organisms. Blood. Blood is the special connective tissue consisting of fluid matrix, plasma, and formed elements. Plasma. It is a straw-colored viscous fluid constituting nearly 55% of the blood. ब्लड का 55% सिर्फ प्लाज्मा है. 90 to 92% of the plasma is water और उसमें से भी 90% water है. And protein contribute 6 to 8% of it. Fibrinogen, globulins and albumins are the major protein. So if we conclude it, blood का 55% प्लाज्मा constitute करता है. प्लाज्मा के अंदर 90 to 92% वाटर है. बचा हुआ 6 to 8% प्रोटीन है, जिसके अंदर मेजर 3 प्रोटीन है, फाइब्रिनोजन, ग्लोबुलिन्स एंड albumin's. Fibrinogens are needed for clotting or coagulation of blood. Globulins primarily are involved in defense mechanism of the body, and the albumins help in osmotic balance. Plasma also contains small amount of minerals like sodium, calcium, magnesium, bicarbonate and chloride, etc. Glucose, amino acids, lipids, etc. are also present in the plasma as they are always in transit in the body. Factors are coagulation or clotting of the blood are also present in the plasma in an inactive form. Clotting of the blood, जब भी कोई इंजरी होती है, ब्लड फ्लो करना स्टार्ट करता है तो उसे वहीं क्लॉट करना पड़ता है, अदरवाइज हमारी बॉडी से सारा ब्लड एम्प्टी हो सकता है. प्लाज्मा विदाउट द क्लॉटिंग फैक्टर्स इज नोन एज सीरम. सो प्लाज्मा से अगर हम क्लॉटिंग फैक्टर्स हटा दें तो बन जाता है सीरम, जिसके अंदर सारे ब्लड टेस्ट परफॉर्म किए जाते हैं. सेकेंड पार्ट ऑफ द ब्लड इज फॉर्म्ड एलिमेंट्स. इरिथ्रोसाइट्स, ल्यूकोसाइट्स एंड प्लेटलेट्स are collectively called formed elements, and they constitute nearly 45% of the blood. Correct, because plasma was 50 to 55%, so remaining 45 to 50% will be formed elements. Erythrocytes are the red blood cells, that is RBCs, are the most abundant of all the cells in the blood. A healthy adult man has on an average 5 million to 5.5 million RBCs per millimeter cube of blood. RBCs are formed in the red bone marrow in the adults. RBCs are devoid of nucleus in most of the mammals and are biconcave in shape. They have a red colored iron containing pigment known as hemoglobin, hence the color and the name of these cells. A healthy individual has 12 to 16 grams of hemoglobin in every 100 ml of blood. These molecules play a significant role in transport of respiratory gases. RBCs have an average lifespan of 120 days, after which they are destroyed in the spleen, that is also known as graveyard of RBCs. Next is leukocytes. Leukocytes are also known as white blood cells, WBCs, as they are colorless due to lack of hemoglobin. They are nucleated and are relatively lesser in number, which averages 6,000 to 8,000 per millimeter of blood. Leukocytes are generally short lived. We have two main categories of WBCs: granulocytes and agranulocytes. Neutrophils, eosinophils, and basophils are different types of granulocytes, while lymphocytes and monocytes are the agranulocytes. Neutrophils are the most abundant cells, that is 60 to 65% of the total WBCs, and basophils are the least, that is 0.5 to 1%. Among them, neutrophils and monocytes 6 to 8% are phagocytous cells which destroy foreign organisms entering the body. Basophils secrete histamine, serotonin, heparin, etc., which are involved in inflammatory reactions. Eosinophils, which counts 2 to 3%, resist infection and are also associated with allergic reactions. Lymphocytes, that counts 20 to 25%, are of two major types, B and T. Both B and T lymphocytes are responsible for immune responses of the body. Platelets, also called thrombocytes, are cell fragments produced from megakaryocytes, that are special cells in the bone marrow. Blood normally contains 1.5 million to 3.5 million platelets per millimeter cube. Platelets can release a variety of substances, most of which are involved in the coagulation, that is clotting of blood in case of any wound or injury. A reduction in their number can lead to clotting disorders. किसी वजह से अगर थ्रोम्बोसाइट्स कम हो जाते हैं तो क्लॉटिंग के लिए प्रॉब्लम आ जाती है और इसकी वजह से एक्सेसिव ब्लड लॉस हो सकता है बॉडी से. लेट्स सी द शेप्स ऑफ द वेरियस ब्लड सेल्स. RBCs, biconcave, platelets, eosinophil. All the WBCs have different kinds of nucleus. If we look carefully, all the nucleus have a variety of shapes on the basis of which we can identify the blood cells.